Welcome to the Roy Anthony and every Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Roy
Is
Anthony
anybody out
Show
there?
is the spot to be, baby.
Hey, tune in.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank and Cynthia. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank and Cynthia. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's when we can kick every Tuesday.
Everything is going
every
down.
Thursday.
They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo.
Do you want that real stand-up comedy? Then watch Roy Anthony's weekly stand-up comedy show. We're featuring comedians from all over the country, seasoned comics, up-and-coming comics, performing live in Los Angeles. Produced by Roy Anthony, Where's My Grill? Big Hank, Long Beach Players. Promoted by Navigator, Media One. Come on, USA, let's get our laugh on. What it do, what it do, what it do. Once again, it's Roy Anthony. Welcome to the Roy Anthony Show podcast, along with my co-stars who will be popping in, Miss Cynthia Joy Towner, Mr. Big Hank Norman. We represent the WO platform, which was created by veterans of the United States of America. The lead producer for the creation of the WO, which is my man Richie King, aka Redneck Pimp, along with the co-creator Goose. Our social producers, Blue Phoenix, Ethan Daly. We have our good neighbors like the BB Nation, that's the Backwood Veterans based out of Oregon. Then we have the Long Beach All-Stars that's based out of Long Beach, Compton, Linwood, and Watts. And then we have the WO family itself that's based around the whole United States and other countries. And then our own personal family, friends, and associates, and those who don't like us. You know, God reigns on the just as well as the unjust, you know. And so once again, it is make sure August the 20th, 2024. We passed the halfway mark of the year 2024. And I just want to give a shout out to those who knows that, you know, I believe in God. I believe in the spiritual God. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And I believe I got salvation through his son, Jesus Christ. That's my beliefs. You know, I don't push my beliefs on others. I let my actions speak, you know, because everything that I do is through the grace of God, you know. And today's subject, and I'm gonna go right into it. If you notice the saying, it says to be, to the old Shakespeare, you know, Shakespeare quote, to be or not to be. I'm still human, you know, to be or not to be, I'm still human. Like we stated, you just heard me state in my opening monologue that I was giving credits to the veterans who created this platform, the WO platform. And one of our commenters, he came, you know, I know his name, but he's just me. And I'm gonna wait for him to pop in, but he gave me an assignment, you know, since everybody know our research. And he asked me to research about how did Vice President Kamala Harris become the Democratic nominee when they haven't had the Democratic nominee. How could she be the Democrat to be run for presidency if she hasn't actually been elected? And so he asked me to research how it works, which I did research it. I started that Thursday night after the show throughout the weekend. And then lo and behold, the show itself, the Democratic convention was happening just last night. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is the first time I can say that I've seen in years that we actually had um how can I say we actually had um unity. There's actually unity within the Democrats, right? And I was like um um uh, 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 sorry about that, everyone. So I was listening, I was reading it, the democratic process on how it works. And I was gonna wait till if he comes in, I'm gonna bring up the findings that I found. But as we know, the Democratic convention is started Monday night, which was August 19th. And this is the first time I ever seen the Democratic convention like working as they was in unity. They was in agreement that um, Vice President Kamala Harris is the ticket to run for. I seen nothing but a lot of unity. Um, Even the president came because former President Donald Trump has been accusing that they've been doing a takeover of former of President Joe Biden and everything, and he came on the scene and spoke. And I was like, wow, they seem to be more unified than anything I've ever seen when it comes to their conventions. Um, the Democrats seem to be more prepared and they got ideas, and it looked like, and then I looked at the facts. I looked at the facts of how our nation has been growing. Unemployment's down. It was President Joe Biden that gave that infrastructure bill to help create the work on roadways and bridges that creates jobs. I think he went to each state, and each state got billions of dollars to work on roadways and bridges, and this entitled people to have jobs. Um, I got to state the facts. I've been looking at. I heard somebody was telling me about the taxes that Trump is helping them with, and I'm like, not if you're making under $70,000. It wasn't no type of tax breaks for you, basically. You know what I'm saying? It didn't stop the housing, rent to go up. That has nothing to do with Democrats or Republicans. It's just some of these selfish landowners who owns apartments, and they raising up with no restrictions on them, no type of federal regulations on them. I've always stated that why is it that you can pay rent to an apartment for years, is never notified to your credit, to the credit bureaus. But as soon as you don't pay rent and they have to evict you, that goes on your credit record and can hurt you for 7 years. That's to me seemed like a one-sided way of looking at stuff. Excuse me, everyone. I start reading. I'm looking at stuff. I'm looking at, as a general public person, I'm looking at the rhetoricness and stuff. I seen something from former President Donald Trump. I really didn't like that. He was appealing to the women to vote, and as an example, he showed a picture of a bunch of black people and stated to them, if you don't vote for Trump, you may fall victim to these to your animals or your daughters. And I was like, man, what the world? You know, I try to listen to political aspects, but then when I'm seeing um, an ensemble of people that looks like me, and you telling women that if they don't vote for you, that your you or your daughter can be victims of these animals. Like, man, it, it, I'm trying to. vote for someone who's going to make us united so we can really be the United States of America. Now, I know politicians can say one thing and their actions don't come across, but I don't want to hear of speeches of dividing. This America's gonna do this, this America's gonna do that. Man, I'm not trying to follow a trend, sir, of catching felony acts. You know, it, I caught a felony when I was a teenager, and it was not pretty of what I went through, let alone I'm have 34 counts. I don't want to follow that, man. I don't want, I'm like on January 6th, when they rushed the Capitol, January 6th, 2020, me and a lot of my black community, we sat back and I was eating microwave popcorn, watching it unfold. And and then if you were so patriotic about what you do, then why was people running and hiding in different states? I was in Las Vegas a week after it, after the January 6th, and me and Brandon Peters was rolling around the strip, and we kept seeing a lot of police activity. Like it was just one time there was like 6 or 7 of them dealing with this guy, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, oh wow, they got a black dude hemmed up, and I looked and seen it was a white guy. Then was other white guys being arrested, and this one white neighbor said they arrested those guys that was part of that insurrection. And I was like, well, why would they run? You know, oh, wait a minute, one of our queens, the queen is in the house and stuff. Our co-star, what's up with you, Miss Cynthia Joy Towner?
Man, listen. I'm in the building, blessed by the best. I won't stress about the rest. But I'm doing good. It's good to be here. Good to see your face. I missed y'all. Life been real. I've been taking care of my friends, so I haven't been able to do much and nothing on my own because I've been being, a superhero.
Well, yeah, I know that you had a couple more deaths in your family.
Yeah, I lost with my auntie and my brother,
Oh, my
and
condolences.
thank you. And then just illnesses in life. But like I said, one of my friends, she's also a stroke survivor, but she not as capable as I am. So I've been
Yes.
helping her get on her feet and get things situated because the strength in you is real. So I've been sharing it with the people and having to help them do what they need to do. How you
And
doing?
I'm doing great. And I have just brought your book up each time and stuff. And when if you anybody who's watching, if you do watch these recordings, it is a permanent stay on Amazon that you can go find Cynthia Joy's book, Fight Lives in the Heart of a Survivor. And I've read it.
Yes.
And you know what? And if anybody who's going to be teaching at the University of SNU is this qualified professor right here, who not only is she still been going through it, being the survivor, this a victorious survivor that's at
Look,
that. Yeah, you said you
I'm,
had surgery too.
I'm in a sling right now. I had my thumb was operated on to give me more range of motion. So
Look at
I go
that.
on Thursday to get that relief. I mean, the cast taken off and see really what the effects of the surgery was. But I've
Yeah.
been making gains, man. I don't know if y'all been seeing my videos, but I'm out here trying to run. So
Yeah,
I've
I've
been
been
trying to
shot.
run.
Hey, look, you know, I was like, when I saw it, I was like, bless her heart. That's the first.
Don't hit me with the bless her heart.
And see, last week you wasn't here, but I took your topic. It was all last week. When you and I was laughing of the week prior to that about when former President Donald Trump came in with mini men, right? And you
Yeah.
said, and you said, man, it's real out here. And so I named last week the subject was my some of my neighbors does not know how real it is, right? And we was talking about the colorization, of how now the MAGA is kind of attacking with the racist insults because people
Right.
don't understand when you saying about this black woman, then you saying it about my mama and my sister and stuff, and me as a black person as well. Now, if you came at about her politics, hey, how you doing? Is this your people? Yeah. And like
You
I
in my
tell them,
ear though, so can't nobody hear you.
okay, if you can come about my politics or her politics, I can understand. But when you start attacking race, now I have a
Right.
problem with that because I'm a black person in America. And then we know that what 60% of blacks in America got some type of other race in them. You got to start with the
Right.
old slave masters that was coming down to the sisters' cabins and raping them and stuff like that. And so when I was a kid, and I
Hmm.
keep saying this carousel, when I was a kid, I was taught white man, white woman, white baby. Black man, black woman, black baby.
Uh
White
huh.
man, black woman, black baby. Black man, white woman, black baby. And it goes on and on and on. If you can be a Mexican man with a black woman, your baby gonna be considered black. You know.
Right.
Now you got a lot of white people, a lot of my white neighbors who glorify just having an ounce of black in them. They proud of it and stuff, but they going by thinking like that making them cool. But you really don't know the heartache and the strife of being black in this society.
Struggle it is to be black.
Yeah, you feel me?
That's
Let's
that
take it
part.
real. I tell any of my neighbors, read a book called Black Like Me about a white guy who darkened up his
Mm.
skin and did his hair. And look at the changes he went through. He had mental problems with he was trying to get back to be white. Almost like that funny comedy old school movie called Watermelon Man. You know, white dude and turned black. Whole world changed.
Right.
You remember Dave Chappelle that
For
scene when
real. It's
he
real.
was blind and he thought he was a white Klansman, and when he found out he was black, he divorced his wife for being a Negro lover.
A nigga. Yeah.
Now, so today's subject
Nigga lover.
is yeah. Hey, today's subject is to be or not to be. I'm still human. Okay,
Right.
so it was said to me Thursday. One of the commentators, people wrote a comment, asked me how could Kamala Harris be the Democratic pick for presidency if she hasn't been through the Democrat National Convention, been chosen, right? And so Thursday night I started looking into it and I was researching it and I found, and then lo and behold, the Democratic Convention started Monday night, so I watched it. And this is the first time in my life that I ever seen the Democratic Convention be as one. They was unified. You know, the people who spoke,
Hmm.
it was like, hey, I guess her pick is meaningful. But I want to bring up to everybody to let people know I did research it. It was asked me, Roy, you do all this research. Why don't you research that, right? About how is she the Democratic selection for running for presidency for the Democrats? Even
Hmm.
though they kind of seem like they kind of put the cart before the horse in a way, if you're going to be analytical. But when I looked it up, this is what it says. All right. This is the 2024 presidential nominating process, right? And I just want to read this a little bit. Since its appointment, the DNC's Rules and Bylaws Committee has met regularly every 4 years to develop the foundational materials that govern the 2024 presidential nominating process. State parties play a significant role in the process through the election of delegates to the National Convention, where the party's presidential and vice presidential candidates are nominated and where the party's national platform is adopted. You seen that?
Yeah, I'm
You
seeing it.
seen that? Okay, let everybody know, let them know that I did read into it. Oh, wait a minute, we had a comment already. I'm sorry about that. Miss Starlet's in the house. She said, hi there, everyone. Hey, handsome man. Thank you, Starlet. Then she said, hi, beautiful, when you came in, Miss Cynthia Joy.
Oh, hey, boo thing.
You know, I get that a lot. Where's the beautiful lady on your show? So,
Men,
uh,
grand.
you know, she's still human, y'all. We all human, so we have to go, take care of our personal stuff. This is a social meet. That's why we have a conversation. It's not a confrontation. Now,
Right.
as a person who votes, I am not a Democrat or a Republican. I run into like my brother and my sister-in-law, his wife, they are deep Democrats. Then I run into guys who are deep Republicans. Their families Republicans. I'm a free American. I can be swayed. But what I am not, I'm gonna let you know what I'm learning, what I'm seeing from the Republicans is that y'all need to groom somebody. You don't
Mm.
let you don't let this. America ain't going backwards. I am not going back in no 50s. You're not gonna tell me I can't walk on a sidewalk or drink from the water fountain and stuff. Matter of fact, I'm walking with a cooler that's holding my water fresh and cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Carl Loomis said, "What's up, Roy? Hope all is well. What's up, bro?" He just said, "Hey, hi, Miss Joy."
Hey, Carl, what's going on with you, boo?
And, man, it's always good to hear from abroad. He's out there probably working so deep out there on the West Coast. And he had recently got married 3 weeks ago. He's still on that honeymoon and stuff,
That's
you
what's
know what I'm
up.
saying? Um,
Congratulations,
yeah.
Carl.
But I'm telling people I can be swayed. And they can't help me now, dude. I said I'm a citizen of California. I've seen how former Kamala Harris has been. Now, has she been hard on crime? Yeah, yeah. To the point that we didn't like her on some things because we got 1,500 guys that was in jail for marijuana charge. Oh, there's just me. Just came in. Sorry, just tuned in. I was on the phone. What did we find out? Okay. He couldn't come in. He said, Carl said, "Thank you, Miss Joy. Roy has some photos he will have to show you." Oh yeah, I
Okay.
got some.
Show me
I
your
had some
pictures,
photos
Roy.
myself and stuff. I had to make sure and see if I still got them up here and stuff. Oh yeah, here's a picture of Carl Loomis and his
Oh,
beautiful
that's
wife.
beautiful.
Yeah, and
It's
stuff. And
wonderful.
right here, this is where Carl Loomis be like, "You may not like the way I sing." You ever sing that country song right there? And that's a cool. That's cool right there. That I love that. You know. And but wait a minute, I want to tell my man, just me though. I know he is, just me, is that he's the one who asked me about researching because he was right. I felt like I guess they kind of put the cart before the horse with stating that Kamala Harris was running as the Democrat Democratic selection for run for presidency, right? And I want to let my man know is that I did have it up, and he was right. They are not supposed to um she was not considered the Democratic nominee until after this DNC, which it started last night. Wait a minute, we got my other superstar up in the house. What's up with you, Big Hank?
Hey man, what's up, Roy Anthony? What's up, Joy?
Oh, she done got stuck.
What's going
Juicy
on
Joy.
with a big hand?
Man, it's all good, sis. How you been?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Now I can hear you. Now I
I've
can hear
been
you,
good. How
man.
about yourself?
Everything is gravy, man. I'm good. Now I get a chance to see you. I'm cool.
Carl Loomis said, Big Hank, what's up, brother?
Carl Lomas, what's up with it, man? What's the deal?
And we just showed one of his pictures with him and his beautiful wife,
Yeah,
Caitlin, when they got married, July the
yeah,
14th.
yeah, that's nice, man. That's a
Yeah.
beautiful picture.
I also
That's a
like
beautiful.
these pictures. Every Sunday, if you look on Facebook, you're gonna see a picture like this. This is Big Hank and his beautiful wife going to church.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
love
I
that.
love it.
Love that.
Thank you
Love
very
that.
much, man. Appreciate y'all,
Praise back
man.
to
Um,
the
A,
Father.
fa- a, fa- a,
Absolutely.
a family that prays together
Stays
stays
together.
together. That poor.
And
Stays together.
just me said between you, 8 days sober. 8 days, man.
What?
He just told us Thursday he was facing these 5 days.
Congratulations.
8 days.
Man, yeah, that's a long ass 8 days,
That's
man.
what.
And he made it
It's
through the
long.
weekend. The
That's
weekend
crazy.
is mandatory to have a drink.
That's crazy,
You
man.
feel me? Paul said, just out here doing the train thing.
That's what's up.
And hello, y'all. Just me. Congratulations. Yeah, for real.
Man,
Um,
I'm 15 September. I'll be 15 years clean.
oh snap, man!
Wow,
Congratulations, B
that
That's
Tank.
part, man.
what's
For
up.
real, for
Part,
real.
man. Gee.
You said
Yeah.
no sweat. You know what I'm saying? Okay, make it sound easy. For
No sweat.
real.
Yeah, yeah,
They
no sweat.
had me. They done had me where I never get when stuff I was letting go, but for a minute though, it seemed like I go a little stressed in my hands shaking. Like, oh, I need it better for me, God strengthen me as a weight. My spiritual mentor, Rick Hank. I also want
Yeah,
to thank
yeah.
these talented people is also on season 1 of the Roy Anthony weekly live stand-up comedy show, which we will be showing on a major channel. We got the license for it, but we just ain't. They tell us not to talk about it yet until we actually on the platform. But we got
Well
some
then
major.
shut up, real. Don't say nothing else then. Don't say
I'm
nothing
not
else.
gonna say nothing else. I just started eating ice cream every night instead of drinking.
Man,
Um,
that's a good start. That's a good start.
Every time you want to drink, you got to get some ice cream. Now you got to watch your weight too. You don't
right. For real.
that for real. But man, we're talking today though is that the title of the show is "To Be or Not to Be." I took to Shakespeare. To be or not to be, I'm still
Okay,
human.
that's up.
You know, um, you remember Just Me Thursday, Big Hank, he had came on and he had said, and he made a point. He was correct. He had me to research it that Kamala Harris was not the actual pick as the Democratic um, pick for the run for presidency with the Democrats. And
Yeah,
so I
but that's
started.
but since last night, if that's over
That's
with, you
what
ain't
I,
even gotta do that shit no more. That's over. That's done.
I was stating that too because I did bring up the rules. I just had it up. I jumped the gun a little bit um, before I could. I didn't know it came on. Great show on my way for him.
Scarlett,
We
what's
praying
up,
for you,
Scarlett?
Scarlett.
Hey, we praying for you,
Prayer
Scarlett.
for you, Starlet.
Yes,
Absolutely.
ma'am.
And so I did bring it up, and it does show the specifications, and it's not until after the Democratic convention that it's picked. Where tonight, she's also actually making it official that Governor Walz will be her running mate. Now, one of the things I did see, and Starlet said, "Have a blessed day, everyone." You
You
do the
too,
Thank you,
same.
Scarlett.
Sugarfoot. You do the same.
Yeah. One of the things I did see for the first time that I've seen is that the Democratic convention was in unified.
Woo.
Usually somebody is trying to be the presidential delegate, the nominee for presidency, and they go against each other.
Hmm.
Because the last one in 2020, 2020, it showed Kamala Harris going after President Joe Biden at this convention. And because and then they compromise. That's what I like about President Joe Biden. He seems to be able to compromise.
Yes.
You know, it seemed like a fair, I
You're a
but I
fair
think
dude.
vacation last night
Yeah.
and President Joe Biden because former President Donald Trump has been speaking that they kind of robbed President Joe Biden and took it from him and all that, but not the way he talked last night. Um,
And Donald Trump always he always push division and anything that's divisive. So he tried to push that narrative, but it's just a narrative. That's all it is. It wasn't no truth to it or nothing.
yeah,
Biden,
and it's
Biden the one step down, man.
Yeah, it said that. Now, just me said that's because the Democrats didn't have a primary election. Well, it seems like they're all in a unit, in a agreement to it. And I seen people drove up from Texas and everything come to it. Now, I'm gonna say this. Now, like I said, I can be swayed. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. It says on my ballot because I even got a text message from Donald Trump Jr. talking about give to the NSRC. Like what? What? You know. But now politics, they can talk about what they can do for America and all that. That's what I like to hear. Who's going to hold? What I don't like is when I seen this campaign by former President Donald Trump. Now this I had to disagree with, sir. He's trying to entice the women to vote, so he shows a picture of black people and stating either you vote for me or let these animals attack you and your daughter.
Wait a minute. What you talking about? What you talking about, man? Show it. You got it?
No, I show it Thursday. When I was reading it and I got to it, got close to the hour. I was like, man, what? And I thought he did it twice. Now they're trying to say there's immigrants, but it was black people. And it stated, if you don't vote for me, these animals will attack you and your daughter. I didn't like that. But, I step away. I'm a forgiving person. The Lord told me if you have fault with anybody, forgive them so you can be forgiven. And then you can ask God for anything. And that's what I go with. Okay, I forgive. Okay, but what I wasn't going to forgive, because this network that we're on, the WO platform, is made of veterans of the United States. They created this platform. And when I heard him say that the Medal of Honor is no better, the Medal of Freedom is much better than the Medal of Honor. He said that the Medal of Honor was either you got been shot up with a bunch of bullets or you dead.
Oh, you did. I heard him say.
He said, I highly doubt that's what he said. That's the problem with the media and articles written on the internet. You can't hear it out of his mouth. No, I listened to his live thing, just like I listened to him live with Elon Musk. I listened to when he called a press conference in front of his Mar-a-Lago home. I listened to it. I didn't go with sound bites. I don't like that stuff, neither just me. I like hearing it directly from because former President Donald Trump tried to tell me that Vice President Kamala Harris, when she got off the plane, that she was talking to invisible people and that they put the plane in. The wind was blowing and everybody. I'm like, man, they good then. If that's A&I, I got a video where he came out to an empty, he was coming out the building, the place was empty, and former President Donald Trump was waving at people. But he said that's not what he said. The CMH is for gallantry above and beyond the call of duty. Look, bro, I knew somebody was going to debate with me on that, about what he said. So, you know who John Kelly is, right? Now, John Kelly used to be the head of the White House for former President Donald Trump. And he's a war hero. This man was a 4-star general. Now, if none of y'all been a 4-star general and you've been in the military, you know you got to respect that general. That means he's been through the battle of the Chateaubriand. You feel me? It was genius. For real, he's laying it down. I'm going to bring it up. For real. I'm going to just show this is John Kelly.
Please.
Now, let me bring it up. I'm going to make sure that everybody sees this. I want everybody to see this because I'm not making this up. This ain't no fake news and stuff. I'm gonna read it. The feud continues. John Kelly rejects Trump's Medal of Honor line. Now, this is what it reads. Now, this is this guy saying it. Steve beginning, he's the author. He writes, um, Donald Trump's lengthy record of disparaging military service took a turn for the worse last week when the former president said the Presidential Medal of Freedom was much better than the Medal of Honor because those who receive the nation's highest military honor are often wounded or dead. Okay, now this is the former chief, retired Marine General John Kelly, rejected those comments by him, and this is what he said. Now, this ain't no soundbite. I'm reading his quotes. Quote, think of Normandy, Iwo Jima, Vietnam, or Fulaha. I didn't know that we was in war with them. The Medal of Honor is earned, not won, by incredibly brave actions on the battlefield under fire, typically by very young men who joined when others did not to defend their country. Their oath to the nation is essentially the oath the president and members of Congress take, that federal judges take, that political appointees also take, and includes. This is what the Constitution of the United States says, that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will and faithfully discharge the duty. To the service member, the oath is sacred and taken with the understanding that one could be seriously wounded, captured, or killed in living up to these words. No president, member of Congress, judge, or political appointee, and certainly no recipient of the Presidential Medal will ever be asked to give life or limb to protect this Constitution. Now, that's what he stated. When you
Yeah,
join the military, you know when you join, you liable to get killed or anything.
yeah. Put their life on the line.
See, we try to defend him, and I don't blame true Republicans because some people have voted Republicans generations in their family. I don't blame you, just like some Democrats, because I had a debate with my sister-in-law about Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm not saying that her butt smell like roses, sir. I'm not saying that. I'm just looking at political. Because if you ask me, they say, is she hard on crime? Yeah, she hard on crime. She had 1,500 guys in prison for marijuana. She suppressed evidence to keep a dude on death row who was an innocent man. Okay, we forgive her on these. Now the rest of the country, been under one of the things I held against her was Oscar Grant, the young man who lost his life at the Fruitvale station in January 1st, 2009. He was handcuffed on his stomach and the cop shot him in the back of his head. I'm just being honest. Is she gonna be light on crime? No, she was a prosecuting attorney. You know, he said they can't put quotation marks on there when they say he said this because it's not a direct quote and they get sued. No. What I'm trying to explain just is that I watched him say it out of his mouth. I just didn't play the video because here lately they've been giving me strikes and warnings for playing even some of the presidential stuff. So I said, I just read. I watched him say this. Now, do I like any of them? No, I do not. I'll be honest. But am I going to vote? Yes, I'm going to vote. Yes, sir. I'm not saying either one of them is going to be my savior.
Right.
Carl said, yeah, but did you hear her last deal about young people? What did he say? Because I want to know who's going to be good. I don't know. I'm just going by when I go on the vote. I'm not going to tell nobody who I vote for.
Right. And
I'm
people
gonna
got to
use.
remember, even though these people are political people, they are still people, and they're gonna make mistakes like everybody else, and they're gonna have they stuff under the rug like everybody else, and nobody's perfect.
Just me said, my point is they lie all the damn time about him. I understand that. But bro, he just got convicted of 34 counts that he shouldn't even been the president in 2016 because he used hush money and he got caught up. And this was from his tax accountant and their attorneys. See, just me, Carl Loomis, Big Hank, Cynthia Joy, Roy Anthony. We wasn't born with $100 million.
Right.
His dad came under investigation with the feds for discriminating because they wouldn't even let black people rent from their apartments. He was like what's his name? Donald Sterling, who owned my flippers. Thank you, Steve Ballmer, for buying them. And I can believe that. But guess what? That's not what I want to teach my kids. Because a felon for a black person ain't the same for felonies for my white neighbors.
That's that
I don't
part.
want them to think getting a felony is cool. Even if the forefathers were felons based upon the British. But when you talk about look, two of my uncles died from Agent Orange right there at the VA hospital on 7th Street in Long Beach. They was in the Vietnam War. They sprayed this spray called Agent Orange. And they became, and it builds cancer cells in their body. Now, they didn't get no medal of honor or freedom.
Right.
But they get the recognition from ourselves. Now, how can somebody, because they gave you billions of dollars, and you want to say this is better than someone, because if somebody did make up a lie about them, then come out and correct it. Because never one time, just me, as former President Donald Trump said, he did not say those things. He thought that military people were suckers. That's what he said. He thought,
and he haven't come out and said that he didn't say that. And what you just said, he said he ever said he didn't say he
never
didn't say
said.
it.
When the one what's his name, the senator everybody liked, who was over there as a POW, McClain, it was McCain or something like that. I think his and he made that man, it made his family mad. We said, man, that man, he gonna be a POW. You was a sucker. Come on, man. This ain't no film bites. You think that the world has we don't have no I don't think the world is trying to make former President Donald Trump look bad.
He's doing a good job by himself.
By
He's doing a good job by himself.
That's that part. Absolutely.
Come on, man.
Every time, especially, look, I took the racist part out of it. Just me. I took the racist part out. I just wanted to see political views because none of them seemed to really look out for my community. Right? Okay. Carl Loomis said, but I mean, what about the current president said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Remember that? And he did say that. And he got scorned for that. Hey, man, I don't like that. But I do have to tell people this. When I hear people that make under $60,000 a year and tell me that former President Donald Trump helped them with their taxes, you're telling the story yourself. You was probably able to fix up your old Chevy that you've been wanting to work on. But if you ain't making over $100,000, it wasn't no tax break to you.
Yeah, no, not at
all. He didn't say that either. He was talking about John McCain, which he was a sucker. Songbird McCain was his nickname, and Noah Hilton. Well, I don't know, man, because I just know.
But why is he a sucker though? I don't understand that. Why is he a sucker? Because he fought in the war?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because he was a POW, and they make it seem like, you know, when I watched the Chuck Norris movies on the POWs, and they went to those are prisoners of war, when they went to go get them and stuff, that you know, because they're supposed to be what they call the Geneva Convention, where you don't keep the POWs like that no more, like Russia and Ukraine. You know that they're catching each other and then letting you go. You know, you got caught, and then they switch it up for real. Even though they're still fighting, because they said because he
That's
sang
that's
like a
the rules of war though. That's the
oh, I
rules of
get what
war.
you're saying. Now, see, this is where it gets sticky. And that's what I knew. I want somebody else to say. You know how they torture you, and when they say some, hey man, them movies look some type of way or another. But I met a guy who was on waterboard, and waterboard gives you the feeling of that you're drowning. This is just one type of torture. They lay you on a flat board and they put a towel over your face and they pour water on over the towel. Well, it gives you the feeling of that you're drowning. You can't breathe. He said, dude, I have heard stories of he said he was tortured, he got preferential treatment. Oh, he was tortured, he got preferential treatment. I have heard stories from POW prisoners themselves, but man, those stories would make you cringe about what they did to them. That's what I'm saying. I'm
Yes,
saying,
sir.
um,
Yes, sir.
what I'm saying is, what can you say could break you if you ain't been in that situation? What if a person is snatching off your fingernail? That's why they don't give me too much top secrets. They must snatch out my fingernails, waterboarding me. I think I'm about to sing. I think that I'm about to Luther Vandross this. I climb the stairs.
They're right over there. They right over there, man.
They right over there. Now, if this man was tortured to sing, then what are we saying to former President Donald Trump, who had actual files and was letting people at the party check this out?
They ain't gonna say nothing about that, man.
I mean, this man is tortured. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be singing too. They waterboarding me. Where the big Hank live? Oh, it's Long Beach.
Right over there. He live right over there. Right over there. Right over there, man.
If you can't catch him at the house, you catch him at the church.
He right over there, man.
Right over there.
Right over there.
What? See, we watch movies and we think that we root for the guy, he getting tortured or he ain't gonna break. Okay. But see, that's what I'm saying. How do we know? They said he was tortured.
Right, man. Come on, man.
How do we know? Who are we believing now? Okay, even if he did, and it could be, but he did something over there because he came over. My point is that he did serve. We're listening to somebody who didn't serve and calling them suckers.
Talking to suckers.
Why would veterans defend former President Donald Trump when I seen some of the stuff that he cut? Now, some people are under the belief, because whether they believe it or not, I'm looking at facts. I'm not going with hearsay or something. I'm not letting nobody coerce me to talk like this. I'm just looking at facts. When I see him actually having a picture and it's actually stating, and if he didn't state this, my man, just me, you're defending him more than he defending his own self. He could have called a press conference. He said, I've been misquoted a lot. They say a lot of things about me that I don't say those things. Even though if I did say it, it'd be very true. But I did not say those things. But they say I said them, and I did not say these. He's not doing that. Just means because you wear a uniform doesn't mean you're a good person. I know plenty of POs in uniform. Yeah, I believe that. I'm saying is, bro, he did not. And guess what? We don't have the freedom in America, it ain't for the military. There are some countries they don't have the freedom of speech. That's why these guys are fighting over here from Palestine and Israel. They fighting. They protesting here because they know if they protest over there, they don't have freedom of speech that the military and our forefathers helped establish. I would be getting tortured right now from season 2. We in season 10. Some of the stuff I done said.
Place your bag in the bagging area.
Huh? Wouldn't they have did me like that, Big Hank?
Yeah.
We've been on death row right now and stuff. I'm a silence Miss Joy's thing. I look like she was. Are you at? She like the grocery store or something?
Job. Job.
Man, I'm doing, yeah, I'm multitasking. I'm getting
Ain't nothing
groceries.
wrong with it. They all the ladies on the show watching the show like you go, girl. But what I'm saying is that it's not an art. It's not a confrontation. It's just a conversation. It's not a confrontation. I'm just saying the facts, bro.
Man, I had two uncles that served, man, and they was both awesome cats with awesome character. And I'm feeling some kind of way, man, about how Just Me said that just because you got a uniform on, that don't mean you good or bad or whatever, man. For you to put that uniform on, first of all, you understand what I'm saying? You had to go through some stuff that regular people didn't have to go through, that or couldn't go through, and you standing up for your country, man. So I feel a little, I don't know, kind of taken aback by Just Me statement.
Because
And
it's not that.
and
And
I
I feel,
respect both my uncles, man, for doing what they did, because I didn't do it. You know, I didn't go. And could have went, you know, when I came out of high school. I went to college. But and for my uncles going into the service, man, I big ups to them, man, and much respect.
he said, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer was in the Air Force, right? Yeah, but he went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He started eating people. And how he and when he joined, I don't know if he was eating some of the enemies or something that, you know, what I'm saying is
Okay, but
that,
what that got to do with what we were talking about, man?
yeah,
Jeffrey Dahmer, come on, man, that's a special case. That's a whole different subject, man.
yeah. When you join the military, you are looking at each day you might die, and you doing it for your country.
Yes, sir.
You whether your personal thing on the side, if you're a bad person, good person, the first thing, the initial move, because there's bad people and good people who has not
Everywhere.
joined the
Everywhere.
military.
Yeah, that's
And
everywhere.
yet we show them respect because we don't have these freedoms. See, we should give more clout to our military veterans than we
Yes,
do
sir.
with these politicians.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who do we want to protect us? Do I want some senators protecting me? Do I want these guys who knows how to do combat? And I
Yeah.
know you did 12 years in the military. We can tell that you're a responsible brother. That's why I salute. Because I mean, we know you did. But guess what?
And we respect that.
There was times when you was going through procedures with your other the other soldiers that you had to get on somebody because they didn't do it right. They didn't follow the command correctly. It takes iron to strengthen iron. You rub iron
Yep.
strengthens iron. I'm proud. I salute you, man.
Yeah,
And I'm
me
glad
too, man.
you didn't get
I
maimed.
salute you too.
Yeah, I'm glad that you didn't get maimed or anything like that. But I will not, for you or any other military people, make them feel like they are suckers and everything. We're defending somebody who has never had a poor day like us. Let's
Yeah,
look
that's
at
for
people who's poor days. I did find this to be facts that Kamala Harris, while she was going to the HUBC, worked at McDonald's. I seen former President Donald Trump at the age of 17 had a Cadillac, Brougham, DeVille, clean. Him and his dad was walking through their properties. He said point is, I'm speaking from firsthand experience about POS in the military. Yeah, but what I'm saying is you can't speak for every individual's thoughts. See, you're a good person. You just say you 8 days sober. You recognize that there was a situation. There's a lot of veterans that I know because when me and Big Hank was coming out of school, there wasn't a war going on. I still joined selective service, but I ended up going to school too. I wanted to be an officer. An officer of like I want to join the Air Force. And then when I got in trouble, the state said let him join the military. The judge, just one judge said, no, I'm gonna make him an example, and threw me in Hutchinson State Penitentiary. I was a teenager in there for 16 months. Now let me tell you about that part, bruh. Who wanted to join the military? Now, if there was a war going on, they probably let me go. But they said that I was too. They gave me an IQ test. They said he's borderline genius. They said, yes, he'll be a good officer in the military. That judge said, oh, no, he won't. I'm going to make him an example. For real. 18 years old. What I supposed to do, bro? So I didn't use no weapon. I didn't have no weapon on me. None of that. I used my mind. They said, oh, he's too crafty. Now, I can't help but to root for my military. I met the homies coming back from this Afghanistan war, and I meet the homie. He got sharpnels in his leg. He said, "Man, I gotta go to therapy all the time because my legs are in pain from the sharpnel hitting his leg." I said, "Man, thank you, bro." Every time I see a military person, I say, "Hey, man, thank you for serving, bro. Thank you." Now this name calling doesn't help us economically. It's my point. This name calling is same for real. First, they kept thinking that President Joe Biden was gonna be soft on crime. Crime done went down. Murder rates in Chicago done went down. Matter of fact, they had the Democratic conventions in Chicago. I see some people getting arrested protesting the convention, and guess what it was? It was a lot of my white neighbors. What you fighting about? I don't expect the president to do nothing for me. I'm just a voice who's going to use my vote, and I'm gonna vote the way I feel. And it's not because of my own selfish parts. When I vote, I think about what's it going to do for my family and my neighbors going beyond me. Years don't make it for me, man. And I don't need a dictator, though. I do like to change every 4 years, or they run to get a second term 8 years. That dictator talking, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like using the word of God for buffoonery and stuff to get a vote.
Yeah.
You know, before we leave out, last words, Miss Cynthia Joy.
Stay true, stay you, fight for what you believe in, never give up on your dreams, and stay blessed by the best. Don't stress about the rest.
You like putting them rhymes in. Next time you got to put in some beats in there so we can really. I almost did like this. Yeah. Big Hank, bro. What you got, man?
Man, I've been listening to some stuff, man. I know that it ain't gonna be long, man. So this is what I've been praying lately. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
That part.
Yeah. That's what I've been praying. Yeah. Peace out, man. I'm
Dictator,
going.
he said dictator like Joe Biden going to go against the Supreme Court and lay off student debts. Well, I'm gonna pay off student debts. I'm probably gonna say, for one, man, we worried about a what they call this national debt, like we owe some other country. We owe the American people. We owe the American people pay off the college debts. For real. It's hindered us black communities from buying a house because they like, oh, well, you got a student loan or man, I'm trying to get education. You know, and we got to show respect to Joe Biden. He is the president. We are in this country, whether we like it or not. We have to respect him as President Joe Biden. You know, we got to show respect. You know, that's what I believe. Carl said, "Love you guys, love the convo. Y'all have a great one. See y'all next week." Well,
Oh, yeah, but
we might not make it. You may not be able to make it Thursday, but we'll be Thursday. Today is Tuesday. We make it Thursday. I just want to close out by saying this. Look, like Big Hank just said, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be His name. That His it will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We don't make ourselves breathe, y'all. You can stop having a problem with drinking or drugs or anything, but you cannot make yourself breathe. You cannot make blood go through your heart. You know, we don't have that control. So God is watching us. And every day is a present because it's a gift, because we didn't have to be here. But God's grace, which is an unmerited favor, you did not deserve it.
yeah.
You don't deserve a freedom, a medal of freedom. You don't deserve a glory, any medal, but you sure didn't deserve to live. But by grace, we got to be here. And I will let God not be a knowledge of what He's done for me.
Yes, sir.
You know, and
Yes, sir.
and I would want anybody to look at what God has done for you. And just me, he's still on. He says, stop sending our tax dollars overseas and let our enemies hate us for free. You know what? And I'm glad you, and real quick, because I got a cure for the border. But he just said, stop sending our money to Ukraine. He's absolutely right. But let's strengthen up these countries like Mexico and El Salvador and these countries like that, so that people don't be rushing here. If we're sitting up there, got stuff set up for them to work and make money too. That's how I see how we fix the border. Let's strengthen these other countries by giving them the $500 billion and strengthen them. We still gonna get paid. I would be like, if I was president, you're gonna give us 10% of your growth. We're gonna start you off this. We're gonna have your jobs here, and we're gonna go from there. Hey man, I had enough. I'm gonna bring this up Thursday. God bless everybody, and I'll see y'all later, man.
Welcome to the Roy Anthony and Friends show. Every Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in. Is this thing on?